Hi, this is Charlene Vance from apinchofjoy.com. I'm going to show you how to make a decorative garland. We'll need as our base a work garland, which you can purchase at the hobby store. It's basically a wire stem with chenille twist ties about every 6 inches or so. You'll need a roll of deco mesh. In some parts of the country it may be called geo mesh or florist mesh. It's 21 inches wide. It comes in different sizes, but you'll need the 21-inch wide size. And you'll need a couple different sizes of ribbon. This one is 2.5 inches wide. It comes in widths up to 4.5 inches. And I'm going to do something a little different, so I have 2 narrower ribbons. They're at about a 1-inch width. The other things that are very convenient to have is, of course, it's a necessity, a pair of scissors, but also something to measure with. A ruler is very handy to have. Find the end of your work garland, roll out about 2 feet of the deco mesh to make a tail. It doesn't have to be precise, but especially when I'm first starting a project, it's a little hard for me to eyeball it accurately. Once I get started and get into it, it's a little easier. Unroll enough of the mesh and set it out of the way. Then begin to fold and pleat. Kind of gather the material, don't just wad it up. What you want to have is something that is flat in the center, and that will give you nice folds on the poof rather than a big wad and a puff. You want a controlled, even fold. And then when you go to fasten it to the work garland, put it in the center of the twist tie, cross over, and twist firmly. You may have to wrap it a second time. We fastened the first one on tightly. We're ready to begin the second one. We go up on our mesh about 14 inches and begin to gather so that it will lay flat.
You need to move over.
Pinch and pull it towards you, and then you can do on the other side, do the other half. Use your thumbs to pull it towards you about an inch pleat so it's flat, not wadded up. Pick it up. I need a narrow garland for my front porch. I don't have a whole lot of room. So I'm going to stretch this 14 inches to this next twist tie. I'm going to skip one. If I put it on this one, it would be nice and full and wide, very lush looking. I want something that's lush, but I also want it to be just a little bit narrower. I'm going to curl the edges under. But first I'm going to tie this down.
Okay.
Repeat for the next poof, about 14 inches up. Pleat it, don't wad it, so that it's smooth. And in order to make an elongated poof, I'm going to skip one of the twist ties again. I'll do this all along the garland. There we go. And fasten it in securely. Now the garland is 9.5 feet long. I think you've got the idea of how to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this, and I'll pick it up on the other end and show you how to end the garland. We are at the end of the garland, and because I'm skipping every other twist tie, I am down to the point where I have 3. So I'm going to go ahead and skip this one, which would be the normal pattern that I'm following. I'm going to use this one, and for the time being I'm going to ignore the bottom one. So there's always a way, even when you are modifying things, to make it work out. Remember, we're not going to wad. We're going to carefully pleat this deco mesh so that our poofs are even. Alright, we are ready to lay it in place. Lay it in the center of the twist tie, cross them over, pull it tight, and twist. This one is the one we're not going to use. It's just going to hang there. We're going to come down about 2 feet. I need to slide this up a little bit on my work surface. And I'm going to cut it straight across. Okay, we've cut the deco mesh straight across. We're going to finish the edge. We're going to pleat just exactly like we have been, right on the edge. And we're going to take it. This is a little tricky. It's not easy with this glittery metallic mesh, but you can do it. Take it, pull it up, tie it into a knot. I warned you it wasn't easy. So pull it through and then turn it underneath and it becomes another poof. That knot is not going to show through and it finishes off the edge. Next we're going to add the ribbon. This is the end of the garland, the one that we just finished tying a knot in and tucking under. We're going to the first visible twist tie. We're going to add the ribbon, and again, don't just wad it up, pleat it together. We're using 2 ribbons on this side so that we have a little bit of a color. Wanted to work the green in. These are all pleated together. They are not wadded up. They're neatly pleated. Lay them in the center of the twist tie. Cross it over. Twist. And this one, just to make sure, I'm going to fold it up and twist it again because I would not want it to pull loose. We have the ribbon fastened in the center. Now the reason for adding ribbon is to add a little dynamic movement throughout the garland with a little bit of color change and a little bit of air and light let into the garland so it's not one big red and green mass. But at the same time we want to add rhythm, and rhythm means that we keep repeating the patterns. So we're going to start out with this red wider ribbon on one side. We're going to bring it up to the next twist tie. We're going to set it on the other side and cross it over. Don't pull it too tight, but do leave a little bit of space in there. We can come back later and kind of fluff and rearrange. We're bringing the red and green ribbon up on this side. Same thing, don't pull it too tight, but don't leave it sloppy loose either. Cross over to the other side. And now that we've got the cross done, we're going to carefully fold this ribbon in place and use the twist tie to fasten it down. You can see that I've completed the next poof in adding the ribbons. This ribbon is a little snug. I've already fastened it here at the twist tie, but I can tug on it a little bit to loosen it up a little bit. This one is too loose. There's quite a bit of air in there, so I'm going to pull on this, tighten it up a little bit so it lays a little better. And then I'm going to move on to the next poof. I'm going to do the red on this side, the red and green. I'm going to switch, fasten it down tight, and I'm going to repeat this for every poof in the garland. I'll see you on the other end. Here's the finished garland. You can see the rhythm and the movement created by the ribbon. You can also tell that in each one of those places where everything is tied together, it begs for embellishment. I've shown you how to make a basic garland. You'll have to come over to the blog, apinchofjoy.com, to see how I embellished it and hung it on the front door. Have a great day.